Welcome back. Well, today I am joined by Kristin Orr and Lisa Armstrong, who are here on behalf of the Towers. Well, Kristin, nice to see you. It's been a while, and Lisa, very nice to meet you. Welcome.
Thank you.
It's really nice to see you also, Lisa.
Now, Kristin, the last time we talked, which has been a few months, you were responsible for the Towers. But now I understand that you have moved on to a different position, and now Lisa Armstrong is going to be taking over. But before we get to Lisa, tell me a little bit about towards the end of, your reign, if you will, at the Towers, and kind of what were some of the things that you guys were dealing with?
Yeah. Well, thank you. And I mean, the Towers is in amazing hands with Lisa, and I'm excited for her to get to intro a little bit more about herself here in a second. And I couldn't be happier with who the board has selected to take that leadership role at the Towers. So we were just finishing budget season, and we, solidified what we're going to be doing with our reserves items this year. We are in the thick of a COVID scare, every other month or so. So actually during my last week, we had one of those pop up. But at this point, as we've kind of grown and talked, and even if probably we look back on these interviews, we'd see that we've all progressed in how we respond to COVID and what we know. The staff they know what they're doing, and they're able to jump into action, and putting a plan in place takes 2 hours where it used to take maybe 24. And so the residents of the Towers are in really good hands, and it was fun to kind of observe that charge being led by Lisa and by the rest of the staff on my way out.
Okay. Now, did Lisa kind of shadow you for a while?
Yeah, we overlapped for a good long time. So, it's kind of hard to know in those situations how long you're going to need. And with a place like the Towers, there's so many different things to get to know. There's an enormous staff that you have to figure out who's who and who does what. And then 320 usually residents who all want to have a piece of the GM and know who they are and what they're about. And so Lisa really had an opportunity, I think, to dig in with the people and then with the operation, and then said, all right, I'm good, you can go along. And so I then moved myself over here to Irvine, another 7 minutes from the Towers, and I work over here in our Orange County office for PMP as the Director of Community Management. So luckily for me, I still get to have a little bit of involvement at the Towers by, kind of just checking in with Lisa and overseeing the different things that are going on there, as well as other properties that we manage in Orange County.
All right. Well, excellent. Well, maybe we'll still see you around.
Definitely.
I'm sure the residents will want to see you because
you won't get rid of me. I love it there. I might move back in.
That's too much. Now, Lisa, let's talk to you about sort of your background. What brings you to the Towers, and how did you get here?
Okay, well, I am an Orange County native, so I grew up here and went to high school and college here, and then moved to Washington State 20 years ago, where I raised a family. And so when my last child flew the nest, I decided it was a good idea to come back home. So my folks are here locally, so are my siblings and my oldest daughter. So I started researching. I came from a large-scale community association there in Washington. It's been enjoy the people, the residents, and just helping create something that is very special and exactly what they want. And the reasons that they moved here can be really apparent. So anyway, I was so fortunate to get to meet Kristin, and we kind of jumped the interview process a little earlier than I think that we were all ready for, just because it was kind of an exciting time for Kristin to with a new opportunity, and it was just great timing for all of us. Mm-hmm. But I am thrilled to be at the Towers. I couldn't ask for a better location. The people are wonderful. The staff is amazing. And it's such a treasure to watch such a thriving community. They're so excited and so passionate about their home. it's only been a short amount of time, but it's been such a joy to be a part of it.
Well, when we were talking to Kristin over the years actually, it's, she always has a good, smile on her face, which tells me exactly what you're saying, is that the community does care, the residents do care, and they're always, very supportive of the activities that are going on there, and they participate, thank goodness, because I'm assuming you could have some places where you put all this stuff on and nobody wants to do anything. But at least this way, there are people who want to do some things. So excellent. Well, good. Well, other than welcome to you, what are some of the things that you're looking forward to?
Oh boy, putting more activities on our calendar, I think, is what we're all looking forward to. But I know everyone's doing the best job that they can, trying to keep safe while still maintaining some sort of activities. We still have our exercise classes out on the patio, weather permitting. We still have a library. Obviously, we beyond discourage folks from gathering, but the library, of course, could still be used. And the one thing that I love so much about the towers is that when folks move in here, they're able to find friends and activities without having to go anywhere. So even they don't have to get in the car and drive, or they don't have to navigate a public transportation system. They have an automatic built-in group of friends and things to do. And I think in the coming year, besides, of course, trying to get the COVID vaccine here, there's a lot of new exciting things happening. The renovation that was referred to earlier is just begun, gotten underway. So it's going to be an entire new facelift for the first floor, and people are getting very excited about it. And one thing, of course, we would love to have happen is right now our food service, of course, is delivery only, and we look forward to phasing that into a pickup system, and then hopefully a dine-in service by further into the year.
Yeah, wouldn't that be great? I mean, unfortunately, at this time, we still don't have any orders from the governor to move into something like that. But nonetheless, at least you're ready to go. So the minute he goes, we're ready to go, then you guys are on it, and you can take care of that.
We will be ready.
Good. So let's talk a little bit about the upgrades that you had mentioned. Let's go to Kristin. Tell me, what were some of the things that were in the plans last year that are now going to happen this year?
Yeah, well, nothing, it all was planned to occur in 2021, which part of me is so sad I don't get to be there to enjoy this what is going to be gorgeous, beautiful first floor that Lisa's talking about. Now the board decided that it is time that, like Lisa referred to it, the first floor gets a nice facelift. So you're gonna see fresh spaces, some transformed spaces, so that are like, a room that maybe existed before as a sitting room is gonna have a whole new purpose. You're also gonna see decor that is light and bright, and kind of, gives that outdoor, indoor, sunshine, green plants type of energy within the common spaces. As you know, you've been in the towers before. We do have challenges, and that some of the ceilings are high, and most of the common area walls are made of like the slump stone, and that it's hard to warm that up. And so I think the goal is to kind of warm up those spaces and have them feel light and bright. And I'm sure there's been progress made since I've left, and maybe we have some new functions identified in certain rooms. Lisa, is that
No, we're just getting going now. They're in the middle of removing the popcorn ceilings and mitigating that. So there's a lot of behind the scenes things going on before we can get started with some of the more fun cosmetic things.
So what do you have to do to be able to enter that area? Is it blocked off, or can you have to go to a different entrance?
You just have to go to a different entrance.
Okay.
And they're designated.
Okay. And you did say it is blocked off, so they can't get, I bet you get a lot of looky-loos. I bet they're like, well, what's going on behind there?
Sure, people are very excited.
Oh, good. So they already know what's happening.
Oh, it's hard to miss.
Well, I wondered if you sent out a notification going, oh, just an FYI, so they've known this has been coming.
We did, yes. And just as a reminder, because from what I understood, because it started Monday, first Monday of the year.
Okay. Nice.
And yes, and so we put out, just as a reminder, because I know we've been talking about it for quite a while now. So a memo went out on Mondays to reminding people, okay, folks, it's happening.
Oh, good. Oh, that's great. That's great.
Don't poke the plastic. Please don't try to look in.
You know they're going to be in there. It just happens to be.
I want to look.
I know. We all want to know what's going on.
Yeah.
So, that's awesome.
Yeah, normally the reserve projects are pipes and maintenance equipment and maybe some items in the kitchen. Nothing, I mean, significant cost, but nothing too exciting to the average person, right?
Right.
Mhm.
So this one, I think, does have a lot of community interest in that they're all
Yes.
going to get to really experience it.
Oh, that's awesome. I think that's great. Well, I'm so glad that you guys are able to, move things forward. And Kristin, we will miss your smiling face. You were always a joy to interview. So thank you so much.
We'll miss
And-
you also.
And Lisa, I don't know if Kristin told you, but you will be doing this regularly.
It's fine with me. I'll just make sure my lights just went off because I wasn't moving enough. So I'll make sure I don't let that happen.
Oh, no. Oh, well, I can see you just fine. But
Good.
nonetheless, when we'll just do the Zooms until we can be in person again. But anyway, welcome. Nice to meet you. And Kristin, pop in every once in a while.
You got it. I definitely will. Thanks for having us.
You're welcome. And we'll be right back after this.